Namaste, dear friends. Warm welcome to our weekly meditations that we have been doing for a few weeks now. I think this is the 13th week uh, for Journey Within session 13. And welcome all friends who are joining, who are watching now, who will be watching later. A warm welcome to all of you. So, as we cover these sessions, the uh, format is we first go with a message from the mountain, which I'm going to share. Then we'll go to Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. We are studying Sutra number 13 today. And we are going to practice the meditation. That's the longer part of this session. So, the session would be around an hour. And we are going to end the session with a sharing if anybody wants any sharing, or we can also share in the group. So that is what our program for today is. So friends, first, just quickly let me introduce myself. My name is Aditya Datta. I am a wellness coach. I'm a psychologist, and I have always been fascinated with the mind and the body, how it works, especially how the functioning of the mind. And then my journey into these things started when I learned that if we have to understand our real self, we have to transcend the mind, right? Okay, it's good to understand the mind, but to really understand why we think this way, why things are happening in our life, we have to go above the mind. So long story short, I'm a student of meditation. I like to be connected with like-minded people who are practicing meditation, who are into their inner journeys. And these sessions are a space that I always want to create, a space where we all come together and we meditate together, with the intention. The intention is to know who we really are, right? So that's how this space is created. And many friends who are also like-minded, they inspire me to create such spaces. So friends, the first thing that really touched me very deeply in this life, I mean, there are many multiple things, but one thing as an image that is there in my mind is the Mount Kailash, because I feel when I went there and I have seen the mountain, that darshan does not leave my mind for some reason. I don't know. From 2018, I was privileged to go there a few times, but that I always remember that mountain. And somewhere that mountain started speaking to me. That mountain reminds me about meditation. That mountain reminds me about awareness practice. So one thing which is there is the practice of awareness. Okay, I think there is some sounds here. This is interesting. What sound is there? Okay, I think I actually, just give me a moment. I think, oh yeah. There was a video running in the background and suddenly there is a sound. uh, yeah, where I was talking about Mount Kailash. So friends, in my meditation, I ask inspiration, because I believe that we need to be connected with something that is divine, something which reminds us about uh, the higher self of us, the bigger picture. So I like to be connected with uh, that kind of thing. And Mount Kailash, so there is kind of like a communication between the mountain and me. And in my meditation, I do receive many answers. And some of the things that comes to me, I feel I can share that. So this week's message from the mountain is about the practice of awareness, right? And I want to come back to the topic of awareness, because I believe that every day we need to, uh, relearn and learn about meditation, relearn and learn, because uh, when we are practicing for a long time on ourself, and we don't have a reference, we don't know, we are not in a group, or there is not a mentor always telling us about meditation practice, we tend to get, very sluggish. We don't know what we are doing within ourselves, right? So it's always good that we refresh the learning of meditation, the learning of what awareness means, right? So basically, what awareness means, friends, is when we are looking at something, we are just seeing that thing as it is. Like if I'm looking at you right now, so I'm just looking at you, I am not getting any second thoughts about you. Second, the first thing that happens in our mind is we look at something, and after that we get a thought, oh, oh, what's her name, then we will feel where she lives, where he lives, right? And then we start getting story, then there are other stories that form. For example, the master Osho has given this example so many times, that when you look at a flower, you look at a flower. So initially I was not getting what does he means by that. So this is the practice of awareness, that when you are looking at a flower, like a rose flower, sometimes we say, just that what I said right now is a second opinion. It's a rose flower. The second opinion, then the third opinion comes. It is red in color, it has thorns, and this is this. Then you will remember, sometime somebody has gifted me a rose flower, and the experience of the, so how the stories come like that. So awareness means there is no second thought, just to understand awareness. So today only morning, when I was meditating on this term awareness, so I got the term awareness and detachment, they come together. So in meditation also, what you are doing is, when you're sitting, generally, our basic meditation is the breath meditation. That's how it also began. Bhairava Tantra starts with the most thing, easy is, one is the basic meditation, anapanasati. We watch the breath, we watch the pause between the breath, you know or the turning of the breath. It's simple anapanasati meditation. That's what we start with. Now there are 112 variation, that's fine, but what we are doing in the basic meditation is, because it's good to be connected with something basic, other than we get lost. 112 is we will get lost in doing, how much can we do, right? It is okay to be playful with these practices, but we stick to one practice. The basic practice is watching the breath, right? And what we are doing is, when we are watching the breath, we are aware. What is the awareness? We are aware that the breath is moving in and out. We are aware that, okay, there is a sound of this, neighbor talking, or the dog barking, or there is a train moving, or a car moving, or a airplane that is going. That's the sound. And when we close our eyes, sometimes we get vision. Some people have colorful vision, black and white vision. Some vision they will get. Okay, so you are aware, I'm seeing that. You're aware of the smell. So there's no second thought about it. It's not that, oh, this car is, that just went, was a BMW, or was a Mercedes. A second thought, we are identifying with it. So Simon, whenever we have this awareness practice, means we are also disidentifying, disconnected. Uh, Detachment comes with awareness, friends. The another term I think goes, side by side with practice of awareness, is detachment. Yeah, detachment means, like, you see a flower, it's a flower. No, it's not a, we are not going more into it. Red flower, it's a rose flower, and there's story behind it, and this and that. Also, we are seeing a person, we have so many thoughts. So I had this experience yesterday. I went, I go to like went to a monastery, a Buddhist monastery, and I was meditating. And suddenly, with my meditation, I'm looking at the monk, I'm having second thought. First I saw, oh, how calm the face of the monk is. Oh, how beautiful. He must be practicing for a long time. In my meditation, when he's talking, I'm getting these thoughts. And, then he's telling about things. I said, oh, how wise this person is. Still, you see, I'm not practicing awareness. I am in my story. Doesn't matter. It's a good story or a bad story. Does not matter. But I am in my story. That is not the practice of awareness. Okay. So what we do is whenever we are going into secondary things, we come back to the breath. Breath teaches detachment. Come back to the breath. You're in a place where you're non-judgmental, you're not aware. Also, sometimes our more deeper awareness is, oh, I am judging. You can also say, oh, I'm attached. See, one part of me is also attached. That's also a seeing. So witnessing, we use so many terms for awareness because it's a little difficult to define what awareness is, right? It's a little difficult. So deeper seeing, oh, I am attached. That's also a deeper seeing. Oh, I am judging. You look at the person and say, oh, this person, does this person knows much? Sometimes we also judge the speaker. All thoughts come, friends, because our mind is running so much. Then, after some judgment, we will say, oh, again, I'm judging. And then we go into the other cycle. We start judging ourselves. We should not judge. Right. So again, see what is happening. It's not awareness practice. It is a story practice because we are depending on the secondary factors. So what is the primary factor? Just looking at things as it is. That's the practice. That's the basic practice. Okay. So not to confuse friends, 112 meditations are fine. You can practice them. You can play with them. But also, we are going to stick to one practice. So what we will do is we'll first do some breathing meditation, like watching the breath. And the second phase, I will guide you to the practice of this sutra today. Now I'm coming to Vigyan Bhairava Tantra, the Sutra 13 of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. Okay. So that was the message from the mountain, practice of awareness. That is what we take today. Everybody understood? Anybody didn't understand? Please raise your hand. Please ask question. We will speak about awareness more. Okay, because it's important to understand awareness, when we go into the meditation practice. And we will do that today. We'll practice together. Okay, now we come to the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. As we all know that we are doing this course on Vigyan Bhairava Tantra, and we have completed the 12 techniques. Today is the 13th technique. Okay, all the videos are there on YouTube. You can also read the book, amazing book from the master Osho, the Book of Secrets. Right, it has the 112 techniques. You can please follow that book also. And if you want to practice it, you can also look at my videos. The 12 techniques are covered. Today we are coming to the 13th technique. Now, just to I will just read what the 13th technique talks about, then I will explain. Okay, and then we will go into our basic meditation, and then there will be a time when I will be telling you to practice the 13th sutra. Okay, so the 13th sutra of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. A little about Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. We all know that this text comes from, it's a very, very old text. And Lord Shiva is talking to Mother Parvati about what to do, how to realize your own self. Because the mother is asking, all my children are suffering there on earth. How can they realize their real nature? How can they come out from their suffering? Because they're stuck, right? So Shiva, he's not a speaking person. He does not like to talk much. Most of the time he's closing his eyes. He said thousands of years later he will open his eyes once. And this time it's a very interesting moment, that this is a intimate moment between the Lord Shiva and Parvati. It's an intimate moment. That's where the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra starts. It starts with love, right? So in this intimate moment, the mother is asking because she knows if I ask something now, he will not refuse. He has to tell. right? So that's the time the mother is asking this question. And Lord Shiva will not give a solution, he gave techniques. He said, do this and you will realize this. And he has given 112 ways of self-realization. Okay, and we're talking about the 13th one. So let's get into the technique. It says, imagine the five colored circles of the peacock tail to be your five senses in illimitable space. Now let their beauty melt within. Okay, I will explain. What it is saying is, it is saying, give five colors to your sense. It's actually a very beautiful meditation. Okay, give five colors to your five senses. Okay, and then you feel that these five colors are merging into your hara. Actually, this is called a centering technique, friends. What is center? We all have a center. And Master Osho has spoken about three centers: one in the head, one in the heart, and one the hara. Hara means below the navel, 2 inches below the navel, right? So this technique is actually centering below the navel. Now, why is this technique important? Why we want to understand centering? You know, many people, especially I see these people who are more of a head people, or people who are more spiritual people, they feel disconnected from the earth. They feel, oh, where I came from, I'm an alien or something. Because I also have this feeling many times. I go through this. I don't know if you have this feeling. Where am I? This is not my place. Oh, earth is not something I want to be in. So we feel very displaced sometimes, right? Because our centering is not there. So this techniques helps you to center yourself, because it's like a root. Actually, we all have roots. Without roots, we can't live. We are continuously drawing from our roots, invisible roots. You can see the roots of a tree, but our roots you can't see because it's invisible. But are there no roots? No, there are roots. There are invisible roots our lower body has to the Mother Earth. That's what the gravitation force is all about. So the invisible strings are from our body, connected to the Mother Earth. So we don't focus on that. Many of us, we are just focusing on, oh, how to go move upward, go into some enlightenment experience and all that, right? So we want enlightened experience all the time. So this techniques is actually talking the opposite. It tells you to look at your center. It says center yourself. And where is the center? This, they're talking about 2 inches below the navel. Okay, so friends, I will just share one picture because it's good to just look at a picture. Um, Let me see, how can I do that? Screens. Yeah, so you can see I have shared a picture of a peacock, right? Can anybody give me a thumbs up? Uh, okay, great. Thank you, Amrita. Yeah, so this is a picture of a peacock. So in this technique, it is saying that so many beautiful colors, you see. So you can pick any of these colors for your five senses. What are the five senses? We have eyes, smell, taste, hearing, feeling. Five senses. Okay, so five senses, five colors. And what you do is you bring all these five colors, you merge them where? Below the navel, which is 2 inches below the navel. You just merge all of them and you stay there. Okay, that is the technique. And this will help you to center. It will help you to feel a sense of belongingness on earth, because most of us feel that, oh, we are like an alien, we are somewhere else. We are not, we don't belong here. Yeah, especially people who are more interested with meditation, spirituality. What is this? Samsara is painful, we want to run away. So this will be helpful for you to center yourself and bring inside you a sense of belonging, your space. You know, it says as below, so above. So earth, we feel sometimes, oh, no, 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 this is not my place. This samsara and spirituality are two different things. No, it's not two different things. It's the same thing. It's an extension, right? So we need to understand this through this practice. Okay, friends. So what we will do is, okay, before I go into this, let me give you the instruction a little bit more. Some people, they are able to visualize better. Some people have black and white dreams, and with that, I am one of them. Okay, I have black and white dreams. I don't have color dreams, but many of you might see, if you close your eyes, it's easier for you to see colors, right? For me, I'm a more of a kinesthetic person. My senses are more developed. My feelings are more developed than my visualization. So for you, if your visualization is very good, then you can imagine these peacock colors or any color, five vibrant colors for your five senses, and then you put it below your belly. I will guide you. If you cannot imagine that, what you do is you just focus below your navel, 2 inches below your navel. That's it, right? And another technique also, Osho has said, for people who can't close their eyes, can't meditate, is a practice called, there is a small point on the wall, small, like a dot, and you are focusing on that dot. People who can't uh, close eyes and meditate, for them you just look at. So initially, friends, for me also, I could not close my eyes and meditate. What I did was, I had a candle. Actually, my father gave this idea to me, just to look at a candle. So I put a candle and I started gazing that candle, and that's how I could enter into meditation easily. So these are the few ideas which I can give you, and which is also given by the master Osho in this book, so that any of whatever is comfortable for you, you can practice that. Okay, so friends, let's start with this meditation. And I will be guiding you, as I said, the first part of the meditation. Let us just watch the breath. You just, breath is moving in and moving out. That's it. And practice awareness. See, what can you be aware of? Aware of the breath. Can you hear the sound? Can you feel your body? Do you have any taste, smell, any vision? Okay, I have a vision. I have a smell. I'm hearing the sound. Okay. And again, what is the second start? The story. Oh, I think I've gone into the story. That's also a good realization. Oh, the story is coming. Come back to the breath again. Breathing. Breathing. Okay, so that's the first part of it. And the second part, I will give you the suggestion of this, to imagine this peacock. Okay, so friends, let us all settle down. Please take a posture which is very, very comfortable. I'm playing the sound. I hope you're able to hear it. So friends, let's close our eyes. If you're wearing a spectacle, remove that. Sit relaxed, spine straight, as straight as possible. Cross your hands like this. Cross your legs. And if you're sitting on a chair, you can cross your legs, sit on a chair. If you're sitting on the ground, you can just sit with crossed legs, whatever is comfortable. And gently close your eyes and watch the breath. The breath is moving in and the breath is moving out. Just be aware of this breathing. So your whole attention is on the breathing, and it's a normal, natural, easy breathing. However, the breath is. If it's deep, let it be deep. If it's shallow, let it be shallow. If it's long, let it be long. If it's short, let it be short. Just watch the inhale and exhale. Watching the breath, being a witness to the breath. If the mind is wandering, know that the mind is wandering, and then simply bring your attention back to the breath. Becoming aware of the breath. There's no hurry right now, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no past, no future. Just being with your breath here and now. If you're able to listen to any sound, just be aware that there is a sound. If you're able to smell anything, just be aware there is a smell or a taste or a body sensation. And then gently bring yourself back to the breath. If the mind is having secondary thoughts, know that, oh, I am having secondary thoughts. Again, gently get back to the breath. There's no judgment, no attachment, just awareness. If there is a judgment, if there is an attachment to any thought, to any feeling, know that, oh, I am attached. Oh, I am judging. Again, come back to breath. If there is a good feeling, know that there is a good feeling. Again, come back to breath. If there is a bad feeling, know that there is a bad feeling. Again, come back to breath. Normal, natural breath awareness. Just be in the present moment. No future, no past, no good, no bad, no heaviness, no lightness. Even if they are there, you just know they are there. Come back to the witnessing state. You're just seeing, you're just observing all that is happening like a gatekeeper. Now, at this point, we move to the second part of this meditation. Imagine yourself standing in an open, limitless space. There is no walls, no boundaries, infinite openness stretching in every direction. And as you imagine this space, imagine in this vastness, there is a magnificent peacock slowly opening its tail. The feathers, they are shimmering with brilliant colors, deep blue, emerald green, golden yellow, radiant orange, soft violet. Each color glows with a quiet beauty, and understand that these colors are not outside you. They are the color of your five senses. One color is for your sight, another for your hearing, smell, taste, and touch. For our whole life, these senses have flowed outwards, looking, listening, touching, searching. Now, without force, allow them to rest. Allow them to turn inwards, just like a peacock gently folding its feathers. Let your senses begin turning inwards. See them becoming still. Hearing is quiet, touching is peaceful, taste, smell, they all become silent and effortless. And feel all these five senses softly, they are moving below your navel, just a little bit below your navel. Picturize that, imagine that. And if you're not able to imagine this, gently bring your attention below your navel and simply rest there. Simply, you are resting below the navel. Feel these beautiful colors, they are slowly dissolving into pure light. This entire space dissolving into silence. And finally, the silence is just an awareness. Rest below this navel without effort, without seeking, without any becoming. Another 5 minutes. Place your attention below your navel and rest. Two more minutes. Thirty seconds more. Take a slow breath in. Gently breathe out. Feel your body once again. Carry this inner stillness with you. Whenever you are ready, you can rub your hands, make them warm. Gently put it on your eyes and allow your eyes to open. Wonderful, friends. So, if anybody wants to share about their experience, they can unmute and share. And friends, this meditation is a reminder that the meditation begins when we withdraw all our senses, that is chasing the world always. We withdraw them, we are taking them in, and we are returning to the awareness from where they arose, right? So that's why we are um, using the center. The center is here in this meditation is below the navel, 2 inches below the navel. Right? You can put your hands also, this is like 1 inch and this is like 2 inch, right? Around this below the navel. So you put somewhere around that, you'll feel like a point, like a sensation you want to be in touch with, right? So withdrawing the energy of the senses, so when we take these five external energy, put them in, and you know this will help us to understand awareness. We're talking about awareness here, right? So we are returning to a 0 point, right? A 0 point where uh, you know it's not that we are not aware of things, like we are not hearing the sounds. We have, sometimes meditation we feel we want to get disconnected. Some other places there we want to get enlightened. Awareness means becoming awake, not sleeping. Our tendency is sometime to go somewhere else and sleep. The actual meditation is making us more and more aware, awake. Okay, friends. So any sharing, anybody wants to share, they can unmute and share. And the master talks about any technique you can practice for 3 days. Play around with this technique, not to be very serious about this technique. Just play around with this technique for 3 days. Feel how you feel. If you like this technique, you should continue this technique. Maybe this is meant for you, because 112 techniques are for different personalities. All different personalities have will find one technique that will suit you. Yeah, Amrita, you want to speak, please?
I want to know from your end that you talked about the center, and all this time center is below the navel, or can I think about the center in the heart chakra as well?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Here, the master, he spoke about this, especially this meditation. He is talking about the navel, but there are these three centers also. Here, there is a center in the chest, there is a center below the navel, there is a center, right? Especially for this meditation, he has directed below the navel. But I'm sure there are meditations which would be focusing on heart chakra also, and here also, right? So maybe we don't want to dilute what the masters have said. We just practice how he has said. Let us practice below the navel how it is said in the book.
And the
And
zero
probably,
point you were talking about, it is below the navel itself.
sorry,
0 point.
0 point is like a no thought state or no judgmental state. There is no secondary thoughts there. So you're just there. So we call it like a 0 point. But the 0 point does not mean that there is no thinking. The 0 point does not mean there is no sound, there is no sensation. That does not mean 0 point. 0 point means that you are there and you're fully aware of whatever is happening. You're not in the story mode, you're not in the secondary evaluation mode. I feel that that distinction is important realization. That sometimes we feel zero is oh no thought, no, somewhere we are above the sky, some this kind of experience, right? But in our practice, we keep this as a more aware state. We call jagrukta we call in Hindi, right? So
Thank you so much. Thank
thank you,
you.
Amrita. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Always nice having you with our sessions. Thank you. Beautiful. So, yes, let us practice this for the next 3 days minimum, 1 week at least, and then we meet again for another session. We are going to go to the 14th Sutra of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. Until then, friend, happy meditation. Let us practice awareness. It says meditation begins when we leave the meditation seat. So let us carry this forward. At least not meditation, but mindfulness. When we open the eyes, we can be mindful of what we are doing in it. So it's like drink while you are drinking, eat while you are eating, sit while you are sitting, walk while you're walking, right? So we can do these practices in our daily lives. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.